You're listening to The Starting Block on tavshow.com.
The following program is recommended for mature individuals and may contain material unsuitable for morons, cretins, and dishwipes. If you are a moron or a member of the PTL Club, please turn off your radio, because we don't need any more stupid, narrow-minded, pencil-neck geeks who wouldn't know the First Amendment if it came up and bit them on the butt. Thank you.
Okie dokie, roll 'em!
Nothing to rearrange. Sometimes you just get a feeling like you need some kind of change. No matter what.
Hey, welcome to Starting Block for another week. Big show as always. We got story time. We got the return of Liz Cambage. We got Trump loves his women's soccer, cancel everything, Statman, Captain Creek, all that and much more here on the block.
Standing tall on the wings of my dream. Rise and fall on the wings of my dream. Rain and thunder, the wind and haze, I'm bound for better days. My life, my dream, nothing's gonna stop me now.
It's Greeno here from the Starting Block. On behalf of the block, we just wanted to let you all know that we're all in this together. Well, except if you have coronavirus, then stay the fuck away. But in every other situation, we're in it together. To all of you on the front lines, those of you turning a footstool, a wok, and a pitchfork into a home gym, those of you who have given your housemates a mental breakdown because you decided lockdown was a great time to learn the keyboard and the only thing you can play after 8 weeks is chopsticks over and over and over again. And those of you who are homeschooling and are now understanding the question you used to harass your maths teacher with of, when the fuck are we ever going to need to know this in the real world, is coming back to bite you on the ass. Just remember, like a 1990s Australian sitcom, we're all in this together. The days may be long, but in times like this, you can rest assured we will be here to waste an hour of your week, Friday nights Australian time, at dlive.tv/the starting block. So take care, social distance, whack on a mask, and subscribe to our show on iTunes. It may not cure coronavirus, but it sure will help us with our rankings. And isn't that really the most important thing right now?
Public Radio's loss is tavshow.com's game. You're listening to The Starting Block.
Hey, welcome to the Starting Block for another week. You've got myself, Greeno, and I'm joined by a man who's already planning out his big NRL opening weekend vacation. My co-captain, Damo. How are we, sir?
Very good, Greeno. Good evening to you, boys, girls, listenership, blockheads, millions around the world. So, yeah, I don't really know the background of the story. What is the NRL doing?
Realised, should have used the words Vegas vacation. My bad.
Holiday roll. road. All the NRL players in the big bus, yeah.
In the big bus,
Holiday
Chevy Chase out the
road.
front. Yep.
Chevy Chase
Yeah,
is there, is he? Is he?
Yeah, he'll be there.
He'll be the
there.
tour
He's gonna
guide, Greeno.
be the posty boy of that. So that's
Now,
gonna
if
be
you
good.
look to your left, you'll see the hotel I stayed in when I was unconscious after a weekend of cocaine for my 4th time. If you look in the window there, you'll see it's lovely in there. I think he'll be doing the tour, Greeno, of Las Vegas when the NRL players.
Yeah, one of those
arrive.
TMZ buses.
But it'll be a sad kind of thing because even though he'll be funny and very personable,
Chevy Chase is never funny. Let's just put
he's
that
a
to rest.
charming guy, Greeno, obviously.
Yeah.
So
No,
even
not
though he'll be all these things, he won't actually be hired by the NRL, Greeno. He'll just be there working. That'll be his gig,
Yeah, 26
So the
bucks an hour.
Boys,
on
get
the
off the
tour.
plane. There's
Yeah.
Chevy. Come with me. I'm going to take you on the ride of your lifetime. It's going to be.
And they're like,
fantastic.
this is great. Mr. Rugby League has sorted out Chevy Chase. No,
I
he's
would
just
have-
on the
I would have-
TMZ bus.
I would have thought for a league like the NRL that has such a well-documented history of public toilet incidents, they would have thought that Las Vegas is the last place they probably should be going, Greeno.
Nah, this is a new bold era of rugby league, Damo, where we're taking it to America, getting that sweet gambling dollar by the looks of it.
I think they should take this event to say like kind of like I'm a celebrity, get me out of here, sitting like in the jungle or something, Greeno.
Yeah.
Now
we're talking.
Well, because you can piss wherever you want there. You won't get in any trouble for it.
Reckon some challenges at halftime.
Mark your territory a little bit.
Yeah, Darren Lockyer comes out of the bushes and he's like, "Look, you can eat. You can come out and you can eat this dead animal carcass, or
The porcupine's not very good, by the way.
It's not good.
Yeah.
Or we take 2 points off the scoreboard, and you're like, well, fucking better chow down on the dead animal carcass.
Yeah. Little
just
kangaroo
liven it
tail
up.
stew out there, Greeno. It'd be nice for the boys.
Could be. Damo, if we can kick off with a bit of story time, sir.
Yeah, I suppose.
I like
Good.
stories about pinatas.
Are they all clear this week from the
Well done,
specialist? The ab rehab is almost over. I've got another 6 weeks of some stuff I've got to do, but all in all, not doing too bad.
So basically you got the diagnosis of no excuses anymore. So it's like, okay, I got to start mowing the fucking lawn again.
No, the Lord again. That was literally a conversation I had with the wife today. Because I was like, because I switched up bank holiday. I was meant to have Monday off, but I hadn't had the all clear yet. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I sit around the house. This is bullshit. So I spoke to my boss. I'm like, hey, man, do you mind if I take my bank holiday? It's meant to be on Monday. Just take it on Friday. He's like, hey, why? I'm like, well, I should get the all clear Wednesday. Then I'm all good to go for Friday. I'll play some golf. We're all fucking sweet.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, woke up in the morning.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, woke up fucking crook and couldn't fucking do that anyway.
So you're sick anyway. Right. So thanks. Doctor didn't see that coming, did he?
Didn't see that. Different doctor.
Didn't know what he was talking about, that fella.
But he asked me the questions like, look, I've been doing like the rehab you asked, which was basically just walking. I'm like, yeah, mate, I've been fucking
Little walking,
smashing.
little stretchy from time to time, Greeno.
Been smashing the walking. And I checked the stats because I'm a stat man.
Of course.
And I
hang on a
walked
minute.
I'm a stat man. Now, I live a fair distance away from you.
Yeah.
The amount of walking I did since my surgery is the equivalent to your house and back twice.
Oh wow! I don't even want to drive to your house and back twice. let alone
100%. That's a battle. Did that in the last 6 weeks. I've walked that distance, so almost I can actually walk to a different state and back.
Nice.
Technically. So there we go.
Okay.
So I did that right. Unfortunately, woke up this morning, sick as a dog, can't fucking go play golf anyway.
A lot
So
of
that's a bit
fucking
of a
good at,
dick
did you? Hey, nice Gary.
That's it.
All that walking, made you sick.
No good. So I did say to the wife, I'm like, I got to go to the mower store. She's like, what are you going? Why the fuck would you go to the mower store? I'm like, the edge is broken. Got to get it looked to get
Just
it
want to
repaired.
look around. Just want to walk up and down the aisles and have some fucking idiot come up to me in the shop and go, "What do you think, mate? It's 4
What do you think,
horsepower. This one,
Good one.
two
Good one.
stroke, mate. They don't make them like this anymore, mate." Yeah. You're like,
Well,
"Mate, I
that's
don't
what I
care
need.
that much, really, about
I
the
don't.
lawnmower."
I need old school. That's the problem. This thing keeps on breaking on me. So I'm like, I need the old school one.
The last mower I had, it lived 2 lives, so 3 lives. So it was the folks' lawnmower, and they got a new one. They said, "Here you go." Now it was 15-year-old when I got it, right?
Yeah.
And then I had it for like 10 years, and then my brother-in-law borrowed it and never returned it, and that was 15 years ago, maybe.
Hey, there you go.
So this thing's probably 50-year-old, and it's probably still working somewhere, wherever it is.
100%.
You know?
Those old school mowers, I swear my old man had his for about 45
Yeah,
years.
build out a fucking solid steel, takes 2 men to lift it. You know,
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's
big heavy
concrete.
fucking thing. Yeah,
Absolutely concrete.
gotta pull the fucking cord to turn it on. I don't think they even have them anymore. They're mostly buttons now, aren't they? You just flip a button.
The Mullins, I bought a new one recently, and yeah, still got the cord. Still got to put the old
Really?
heave hole
You're
in
living
it.
in the dark ages, man.
This is old school Victor.
They
They got button ones out of there.
Yeah, like fucking.
Are they
It's
really-
easier to
are
start the mower than it is the car now. You just press a
Are
button.
they petrol? Or are we talking electronic?
Look, no, definitely the battery ones. Yeah, but the battery ones are pretty fucking
They're the
good
shit.
now too. No, that's not true.
I did the
It's
battery
definitely
edge up.
Not true.
I did the
Yeah,
battery
edger I
edge
don't
up.
know about.
The amount of times I'd be halfway through my lawn and the batteries would die, I have to go charge them in. So I was left with like a half a done lawn.
That sounds like
half
a
dozen
that
times.
sounds like a half charge battery to me, my man.
No, man, it's fully charged. I've just got a big lawn. A lot of edging. But
Lot of
yeah,
edging, yeah.
I wasn't a fan of the lack of
Well,
lack of juice in the battery.
I can tell a different story. Ours is we've got one, and I was such a skeptic at first too, and it's a fucking beast. This thing, it works
Okay.
better than any petrol mower I've ever had, except for the one that I haven't seen in 20 years.
I see. The one I got now is the best one I've ever had.
But
'cause
you
it's like
don't have
half-
to. You
half
don't have
auto.
to. But Greeno, this is the thing. You don't have to go to the fucking servo with that stupid little can and fill it up. You don't have to check its spark plug. You don't have to change the oil. You just plug in these
Oh,
big,
dude,
like
that makes
heavy duty
makes
batteries,
everyone
and
else
off
do
you
that.
go. And it does the job. It's so much quieter as well. So
Nah, you need that noise. That's the problem.
what
Otherwise,
do you
people can
need the
interrupt.
noise for? You're wearing
You need the
headphones
noise.
half the time anyway, Greeno.
Yeah, fair point. Yeah, that's
You're just
true.
annoying people at that point. You know, you just make a noise
Which
for the
is-
sake of annoying the
But
neighbors.
that's the thing. If you're not getting the credit from your neighbours for doing the mowing, have
Oh,
you
he's
really
out
done
at
the
7
mowing?
a.m. doing his lawn again. Yeah.
His fucking lawn. That
Jeez,
guy's
a
out
fucking
there
good
every
bloke.
week.
Jeez, he's a fucking good bloke, that fella. Out there every week mowing his lawn. Everyone
Yeah.
loves him. Yeah.
So my next door neighbour today, she broke the sad news that they're fucking selling, and I'm like, no,
Ah,
like you're a good neighbour. We don't want you leaving.
yeah.
So
Who
I've got
knows
about-
what kind of riffraff will come in when they see about your lawnmower, Greeno?
Exactly. I've
Gotta
got about
see this.
3 months to convince them just to like rent it out and come back.
Yeah. This is
Just
when you
kinda-
need to start that kind of guerrilla campaign. Although it's I was going to say go and shit in the lounge room or something, but it's actually a double-edged sword because no, actually no, it's not. It's all positive. Go in there, shit on the lounge room floor because if they can't sell it, they won't move, so they'll be stuck there, Greeno.
Nah, because then what's going to happen then is they're going to have to reduce the price to sell it,
Yeah.
and then you're going to lead to shitter clientele
Yeah,
coming in.
that's true. You want to spruce up the joint, don't you?
I need it jazzed up.
We don't want
so
any
it's
low
only like-
socioeconomic types moving in here.
Exactly. We
Into our
want
neighborhood.
quiet rich bricks next door. That's what we want. So we've got that happening on one end. Then the other side, we've got another. She's a lovely old lady, but like there could be some homing issues coming very soon because the poor lady keeps on having falls, and it's like, well, am I going to be dealing with 2 potentially new neighbours in the next year or two? Not ideal situation. You've got to avoid that at all costs.
Yeah.
Nothing you do about it, which is not easy, but.
I'll tell you a
deal
quick
with it.
story.
I like
An old
stories
boss-
about pinatas.
An old boss of mine was telling me how much he hated his neighbor, and every now and then he would just come. Like the shit he did to this neighbor is off the wall, Greeno. Like a couple of quick examples. He would make little ice cubes of like weed, fucking grass killing weed shit.
Yeah.
And so in the middle of the night, because this guy loved his lawn, he would just throw the cubes on his lawn at different points, and he's like, it's perfect weapon because it melts away, so they don't even know anything's there. And then he would just come out with a coffee on his back patio and watch his neighbor looking at the brown patches on the lawn, scratching his head.
That's just psychotic behaviour.
That's so fucking fucked up. So that's just one of the things he did anyway. So at one point, the house across the road was up for sale. And his neighbor that he didn't like was out the front. So he walks out there and the neighbor goes, gee, I hope we get good neighbors. And he convinced him that it was going to be a halfway house for drug addicted single mothers that the council was making across the road.
That's pretty funny.
I said, what'd you say that for? And he goes, because I was hoping he would move out too.
Very good.
Yeah, fucking good little story. That
I
one.
like stories about pinatas.
That's neighbor from hell shit. But
100%.
he does it cool. Like it's not neighbor from hell like kicking their fence down going, I'm going to call the fucking cops on you. He just had his own little psychological torture regime going on.
Yes. psychotic behaviour.
Tim Robbins
slow-
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, like slowly poisoning the next door neighbour's dog or whatever. Like,
I don't think he poisoned the dog.
the
He
dog's
used
getting
to.
progressively sicker. You know what I mean? Like,
He set up in his house. You know those themed doorbells, right?
Yeah,
that
yeah,
are really
like
loud and they
Cucaracha.
sing. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. So he had one that played Rule Britannia, like dun 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 dun. So he set up, right. He put the ringer for the doorbell that's normally out the front of the house. He put it in his kitchen on the wall, right?
Yeah.
And then he put the fucking speaker in his garage, which is right next to his neighbor's bedroom window.
that's psychotic behaviour.
So he could just randomly throughout the day or the night, like if he gets up at 2 o'clock in the morning and wants to get a drink or something, he'll just walk into his kitchen and press the button.
Crazy people, man. Crazy people. This is what I'm trying
He
to
told
avoid.
me, I got another one for you. He told me he used to, because the garage was right next to this guy's window. So he used to, if he was up in the middle of the night, he'd go down to the garage and just start up the chainsaw in the garage and just let it run through once. So when the person wakes up, they don't hear anything. It's just like, "Roar," and then kill it. And he's just to wake him up, and he wouldn't know what fucking woke him up. It was fucking relentless, man. The other one he told me was he had this fucking parrot that he hated. He used to tell me how much he hates this fucking parrot because it never shuts up, right? And he's like, "Oh, my fucking wife got it." No. He was a real piece of work, this guy, my boss at the time. I was like a kid too. I was a teenager when he was my boss. And I said, "If you hate this fucking parrot so much, why do you keep the fucking parrot?" And he goes, "Oh, because my neighbors hate it, so I keep it next to the garage."
Psychotic. Absolutely psychotic.
But you got to admit, fucking hilarious, Greeno.
Funny. Yeah, some of that stuff's funny. Like the killing the lawn's kind of that's just being a dick.
No,
the
but
other
it's a
stuff-
great no. But here's the thing: people are going to be dicks, but the way he did it, you know, the making the ice cubes, so it like the evidence melts away in the morning. It's just brown patches. All this guy random brown patches. He can't figure it.
There's too much crazy planning in that. And if I was that's kind of like you've got a separate freezer allocated for the weed killer.
Well, it makes me wonder how bad the other guy was if he was doing this to him. Because remember, he hated him, so he must have hated him for a reason.
There's got to be a reason. Yeah. 100%.
So whatever he did, Jesus Christ, it's like living next door to what's his name's character in what's that movie with Christopher Walken, Greeno, Suicide Kings.
Suicide Kings.
Remember that story? How he moved in next door because a long time ago this person's family did something terrible to my family. That whole story.
Yeah.
And he ended up killing them and feeding them to the dogs.
To the dogs, yeah.
Yeah. So whatever this guy did, who got the brown patches on his lawn and couldn't figure it out, Greeno,
Must have done something.
to turn this otherwise normal person, you know, into whatever he was at home, and just
and
it
a
was
current
like,
affair case waiting to happen.
yeah, it wasn't even a war for him. He enjoyed it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
He found
It was his
joy.
hobby.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fantastic.
I was trying to remember why the fuck I was talking about walking, and then I remembered. So
Your guts are falling out.
That's falling out. But in my trails, in the walking happy laps, stumbled across. I've realised one thing about my suburb. Very coming full circle. Everyone keeps really good care of their lawn. Like it's all in pretty good tip top shape.
Little lawn pride down there.
Yeah, 100% lawn pride. No matter where I walked in the suburb, and I walked a fucking lot of it. Everyone, for most part, I'd say 95% good nick.
So you've been out of Western Sydney too long, Greeno. You don't have to go half a dozen houses in either direction in my neck of the woods to find like half a car pulled apart on the front lawn.
Well, you've
been away too long, mate.
So here's my point. Except for one house that has half a dozen cars just out the front, right? No lawn to be seen because they haven't watered the fucker in 400 years, haven't bothered mowing it because it's just like
it's a car park.
Just put some cars on it. It's fine.
Yeah, cover it up.
So it's a place I've walked past, Benny, and I don't pay a huge amount of attention because one of those ones I'm just trying to get past the house at this point.
Right. Don't make eye contact, children.
Don't make eye contact with the house, exactly. Straight on, head down, and just keep on going. But one thing, I did decide to have a bit of a gander at some of these cars that are around the other day and noticed something very strange. Even though these cars have no wheels, aren't roadworthy, in terrible shape, I know for a fact they're probably missing a battery and an engine, still had a club lock on the steering wheels.
Nice, Gary.
Now,
Nice.
I'm looking at the car. I'm looking at the club lock. I'm like, I think the metal in the club lock is worth more than the entire vehicle that it is locking to protect. Like, if you broke into the car, you'd steal the club lock, leave the car out of all the options. Second thought, I haven't seen a club lock in fucking 40 years.
I know.
I didn't realize
Because there's a reason you haven't, Greeno. It's because for the last 40 years, everyone knows that people who steal cars can like take one of those things apart, locked or not, within 30 seconds. You know, they jiggle it, they do something, they stick something in it somewhere, and then bang, it all comes apart in a pile of springs and bolts, and then off they go. Beep, beep. Yeah, so most people know that they're worthless anyway in the first place, you know.
They look the part.
What if I can get home though without turning the wheel a lot? What if you see club lock is pointless in the desert, Greeno, because it's usually just one straight road. That's right.
If you own a dragster, pointless.
Yeah,
Don't bother locking your dragster up with a club lock.
Yeah, you just took the dragster down to get some milk, Greeno.
Yeah,
Flames kicking out the back of it, scolding people as they're ting to walk into the shop, Greeno.
Yeah.
Little kids.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I like it. I like it. So that was my story time, sir.
That was a good story.
I like stories about pinatas.
It was all right.
And we've been fighting hard here for equality on this particular show. I've been watching a few shows recently where even like my wife is very much like doesn't want to offend people. So it's like, oh yeah, no, that's right. Like
most nice
everyone
women
be
are like
everyone.
That. Yeah,
Exactly. Even yesterday watching this cartoon show that it even pushed her too far. It was kind of like behind the scenes of cartoons, and it was talking about racial profiling and racism in cartoons and
But mommy, why won't the other boys and girls play with me? Because they hate you because you're black.
Not so much that. It was the kind of thing. Remember when they cancelled Apu? Because they're like, well, he's a stereotype of Indian culture, and he's also the argument they're making is he's voiced by a white man.
Yes,
and it's like, well, that's
very
called,
unfortunate for Apu,
acting.
Isn't it?
Yeah, that's called acting. That's what acting is.
Mate, I remember
voiced acting. And we talked about it on the show.
We not only talked about it on the show when we, 10 years ago when we started doing this stuff, I distinctly remember saying because there was some story at the time where. And, it was a movie, though. And there was a character being played, and people got really upset. And the person who was playing the character wasn't allowed to be that character when we could have got someone who actually is that. Yeah. Whatever the persuasion was, whether I can't even remember the minority group it falls into, right? But it was one of them. I don't know if it was a sex thing or a fucking,
I think it was a race thing off memory.
A race thing. I genuinely can't remember. But I remember saying at the time, so what? Does that mean if someone's playing a mechanic in a movie, well, you have to have a real mechanic.
I have a real mechanic, yeah. And at that point, movies no longer are movies; they become documentaries.
No. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And I always thought that the talent of acting was convincing people that you are someone that you are not, right? Now, if you do a very good job acting at something you are not, then that's just what they would call good acting.
Yeah.
Well, once upon a time. Now it's bigotry, right? Yeah. So nothing's safe. And yeah, like I said, I remember having this conversation 10 years ago, specifically about that movie and saying, you watch, this is like how things start, man. Because
the episode growing. It did become full circle though, because it started. That was the start of the episode. Going, it was offensive to Indians, blah blah blah, and they had to go. And they were talking about a couple of other shows where similar things happened. They're like, well, we had to get this character cancelled because it was voiced by a white man or blah blah blah. But then 20 minutes later, the exact same people were complaining that they can't see any representation of their culture in that show. And you're like, hang on, you did. You had an Indian representative. Yeah. But you cancelled him. You're the one that got rid of that character. Now you're complaining because you don't have an Indian representation in there. Yeah. Oh no, it's not the right representation. Well, let's back up.
Everyone write your own characters now because the writers are on strike. So now's the time. Send it in. I guess we have to have a real Indian play Apu. And guess what, Greeno? He's not allowed to be funny. You know why? Because that would be a bad stereotype for Indians who work in 7-Elevens, Greeno.
Yeah.
So we can't be doing that either. So instead of Apu, we're going to have, say, Rajesh. Okay, we're going to go in there, and all it's going to be is Homer's going to go in and go, pump number 4.
Yeah,
Rajesh will go, Yes, sir. Is there any cigarettes today? No cigarettes today. Thank you, Rajesh.
Kind of interested in two candies.
Okay.
Two candies for $4.
2 candies, $4 if you like. No, I don't like, mate. Just the petrol. Thanks, mate. Okay, mate. There you go. Thank you, mate. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Not
And
a
that'll
very
be it.
entertaining show.
No.
Yeah.
It'll be over.
Another little fun fact on this
Please.
program I was watching. They were talking about how the guy that played Cleveland in Family Guy,
Yeah.
the voiceover actor, was a white man.
Oh,
for like,
Peter, no.
Yeah, for like 20 years. And then he decided to give it away. And they replaced him. They were talking about how exciting it was. They replaced him with a black man as the voiceover actor for the black man. And he's
racist.
like, he goes, I sound identical. And I'm like, no one knew the difference between the fact that it was voiced from a white man or a black man.
Yeah.
But apparently this was a victory.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess so. If they say
The
so.
voice, the
I
voice
can't
stayed the
keep up.
same. The voice stayed the same.
Yeah.
It sounded the exact same. The black guy was doing an impersonation of the white guy impersonating a black guy.
Wow. Yeah. It's layers, Greeno. Yeah.
Didn't change the voice in any way, shape, or form. And they're like, oh, this is bravo.
Solid.
Well,
yeah.
thanks for getting on board, Family Guy.
Okay, so what they want is not necessarily better representation or different representation. What they want is just to replace the person doing it. And as long as it sounds the same, then sweet. That's all we're looking for.
Sweet. Well, does it? Yeah. Happy days. That's
Okay,
it. Thanks for coming.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure this
apparently
helps though, right? In
No, but here's the thing.
everything. Yeah.
Because the argument was, that character is offensive.
Right, of course.
But he's
they
saying
all
this-
are in their own way.
But he's saying the same shit. But now that it's voiced by a black man, it's no longer offensive.
No, it's fine. It's actually a celebration, Greeno.
Yeah. Well, it's just like, I can't get my head around it.
Nice
So that was that. Now, the good thing is you've come across a victory
Caught one, yeah.
for equality.
For
And
equality, yeah.
So I was like, well, bravo. And anytime you get some bathroom action into the program,
Yes.
it's always happy days. So
Oh,
what have we got here?
So this is a picture taken by this chappie on Twitter, Greeno, pardon me. The toilets in the Tivoli, Brisbane, I guess it's a pub. Women, and so these are the toilets, and if you're listening to the podcast, you've got two toilets. You've got the traditional gents toilet, Greeno, illuminated by a neon light above the door. And above the door for the what once would have been perhaps, Greeno, the female toilet, or the ladies, you might say, that's now been replaced with everybody.
Nice, Gary!
So you've got the gents and you've got everybody else in there.
Yeah.
Bocker Bradley on Twitter actually made a very good point about this, Greeno. He said, "Can you imagine the line at the everybody one?" You know, you just. I guess we're going to see ladies going into the gents, going, "I'm not waiting in that." You know. At which point we just need a big hole in the center of the ground and everybody can just go in it.
Everyone just pisses in the pit.
Time. Yeah,
Piss in the pit.
piss in the pit.
Everyone's winner.
Piss in the pit. That's beautiful.
There's
There's next week's show title.
Yeah, piss in the pit. Write it down there. Next question: what is there a need for the gents?
No, I guess we're singled out, are we?
Why
aren't we included in everybody else?
I tell you why. I tell you why. What's happened here? Because I'm looking at the state of this pub. One, it's got like a couple of stools, and that's about it.
Yep.
It's got a very shady looking. That looks like a futon, fold-out couch.
That's the kind of couch that you find in an unemployed jazz musician's house in their flat, Greeno. That's the kind of, you know why? Because someone was chucking it out. And it was on the front lawn for council pickup. And they thought, you know what, I'll have that.
There.
Yeah.
They've got some weird... the carpet is very reminiscent of that movie The Shining.
Okay.
The bottom carpet. It's terrible. It's rank.
Just makes me think 1970s, the carpet. Just that kind of brownie, orangey browns.
Brownie, orangey. It's like Jaffa. It's terrible.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at all this and I'm thinking their female clientele, slim to none.
Slim to none. I don't know. I reckon it looks like a ladies' kind of place, Greeno.
You reckon?
Yeah,
In
but a certain kind of lady, Greeno, perhaps.
Yeah, a rough lady. I'll tell you that much.
Maybe a little more, say, working class, Greeno.
Yeah, someone who can put a few away.
Perhaps, yeah, can gut a few, as they would say locally, Greeno, can gut a few.
Gut a few and then head off down to the. Give me a minute, boys. Just off to the everybody's.
People are saying that this is offensive, but I don't see necessarily why it's offensive, Greeno. I thought all of Brisbane was a toilet in the first place. Brisbane is everybody's toilet, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, generally
That's
speaking.
their slogan. Yeah.
Brisbane that could be their slogan. Come piss in the pit. Brisbane is everybody's toilet.
Everybody's toilet.
We've just written the new Brisbane tourism campaign.
You know nothing about tourism. I know nothing about Brisbane.
Fixed
Between
it.
us, we fixed it. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Very, very good. What do we got? Speaking of Equality Day, mate, and range.
Love it. Love the equality screen.
One of our favourites from probably last year. Remember Liz Cambage?
A couple of years ago. It's not Cambage, is it?
She changed it to Cambage.
Cambage. Okay.
Now this last year, when was the Olympics? Last year, year before?
I don't know.
2021.
Last few years
Because they did 2020, they cancelled it, and then they redid in 2021. Remember, she got booted off the Australian Olympic Boomers team because
That's right. For racial slurs, Greeno.
She caused a fracas in like a practice session where they invited the Nigerian team in and said, "Hey, come on, we'll do some like pre-game workouts. We'll do a bit of quick hustle. We'll have a game against each other, and we'll get all prepped for the Olympics." And Liz took it a bit too seriously and told them to go back to where they used to live and referred to them as monkeys, apparently.
Yes.
So she got booted off the team. None of her teammates liked her. They were like, all right, fucking, we got enough of Liz. Yep, you want to boot off
the
the team?
thing is, too, if you don't know who we're talking about, she does happen to also be like a pretty talented basketball player and probably
very talented.
Outside of this stuff, probably one of the hottest fucking pieces of property in basketball, women's basketball. You know what I mean? So
yeah, big center,
very big, big name.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, a very well known as a very good player. So here's little Australia, and they kicked her. She's arguably one of the best players in the world. And they didn't argue. They kicked her off the team.
Yep. They're like, thanks for coming. And
we'll do it without you.
I don't think we won a medal in the last Olympics.
But everyone was like, you know what, you did your best. They weren't angry that they kicked the best player off the team because, generally speaking, the public's kind of in a similar boat. They're like, I don't like it very much. So,
exactly.
For whatever reason that may be. Great.
So Liz, I think because she's trying to do a bit of PR spin, because I believe she just got sacked from her WNBA team as well.
Really?
For not similar reasons, as in like the team didn't want her on the team. It's like, fuck it, get rid of her. Right. We'll deal without her. So she's on a big PR press thing at the moment. She's doing this interview.
Puppies and babies, Greeno.
She's doing wolf of wars, exactly. So she's like, I did not use any racial slurs towards the Nigerian team during a scrimmage, and she's trying to get all this kind of like, all kind of swept under, clear the air.
Well, here she is. Let's hear from her, Greeno, shall we?
Let's
have a look. Oh, hang on.
Reports of a physical and verbal altercation between your Australian team and the Nigerian team, and a report says that the players.
Oh yeah, you want to see it?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me share a screen for Greeno. There we go. All right.
Thanks, sir.
Monkeys and told them to go back to their third world country. You have vehemently denied these reports.
Yes.
But there is also a group of people that say that you did say these.
She's wearing the puffy shirt from Seinfeld, Greeno. Look at that.
Well, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that reference. Either the puffy shirt or Dave Chappelle dressed as Prince.
That's a very good one. Yeah. She kind of looks like she's auditioning for Russell Crowe's role in Master and Commander, Greeno.
That as well. There we
looks
go.
like she should be on board. You know, should be standing out the front of an 19th century frigate, Greeno.
Yeah,
a frigate, Greeno.
Nice, Gary.
So there she goes. Look at her go, Liz.
Why are these stories so drastically different?
A lot of girls don't like me.
It's true.
Nice,
it's a factual interview so far, so credit to her.
I don't really lean towards racially backed insults. That's not how I go. I'm very pro-black.
So you maintain that you did not say
I did not
either
say
of those
these to
things.
these guys.
Why would something as bad as this happen?
Because the truth looks a lot worse for other organizations involved than
organizations, Green. It's a conspiracy.
Conspiracy. They're out to get Cambage.
There's a bunch of other organizations involved, Green. Like the FBI, CIA.
Could be CIA, yep.
Yeah, could be.
All that.
She could be, she could be getting gang stalked, Green. This could be an op. You know what I mean?
Could be.
Who knows?
I'm worried for Liz's safety.
Yeah. So anyway, she said that she actually the thing that I saw that I was looking at earlier. Someone somewhere posted a thing saying that she's actually going to sign up with the Nigerian. She's going to try and play for the Nigerian team in the future.
Yeah, so she says she's in talks to leave the Australian team to represent Nigeria in the Olympics.
So, but isn't that the team that she had the the thing with?
Yeah, she had the fracas with. So straight away, some of the Nigerian players like, whoa, let's fucking back up here. Yeah. And Promise Emma Kamara is like, well, she called us monkeys and told us to go back to our country. Yeah, she said that. Yes, she said literally that. Everyone from both teams has the same story but her. So you all do the math. And the only person she's been in cahoots with was the former coach of our national team, and he's no longer the coach. So there's that.
There you go.
So
it's pretty vicious.
The Nigerian national team coach, the current coach, had come out and he's like, I've never fucking heard anything about Liz Cambage joining the Nigerian team, nor will Liz Cambage be joining the Nigerian team. It's all fucking made up. Thanks for coming, Liz.
Wow.
So on the back of that, suddenly there's footage that's released of the fucking practice that the shit went down. So early on in the vid, it goes for like 5 minutes. Early on the vid, firstly, she's fucking throwing like elbows and shit to Nigerian players in training.
Okay.
I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Why haven't I seen this video? Why hasn't anyone sent me this video?
Because I forgot to do it. I saw it when I was working.
I want to see this. I want to see it going off.
I'll see if I can find it.
Yeah.
But then what you do see is it ends up in a brawl later on where I assume that's where she's fucking said, go back to your third world country.
Sorry, this one caught me off guard, Greeno. Sorry. People post the strangest things in Twitter. This is this guy, and I guess with his...
Well done. No, it's a big ladder.
She's an Amazon, Greeno.
Oh, absolute Amazon. But the man's the right height. So, but then what you did notice though is none of the Australian team came running out to like protect her. They're like, fuck her, she's made her own bed, leave her alone, which really does kind of help support. Like, maybe she kind of fucked up and the team's just over it.
Well, I mean, usually if there's some kind of Barney between one team and another team, one team will start the shit, and then the whole other team will come in and go, I don't fucking think so. Let's go. We're moving on this,
Yeah. Exactly.
And then you get a bit of push and shove, and everyone goes back to their corner. But when one team starts and there's one Australian player and the rest of the team goes, "Fuck that bitch," I mean, that's not that would back up the Nigerian players' statement that both teams didn't like it.
Yeah, there you go. I just sent you the video.
Oh, okay. Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's have a look here. We need to dissect it, don't we?
It goes to 8 minutes. There's a fair bit of dissection.
Well, I'll scoot ahead to the interesting stuff. Yeah, we'll scroll ahead. In you go. All right, thank you very much. Let's have a look. Okay.
So here you go. We're already a couple of minutes in. She's already in the brawl. Now, reason being, if you go back a little bit, she's being way too aggressive for a training session. Here you go.
She's just trying to bully them a bit.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Elbow to the face in like a pre-Olympics friendly warm-up practice.
Because look at her. She's like the biggest kid in the schoolyard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's so much more fucking massive than anyone else, right?
And acting like a fuckwit whilst doing so.
Yeah. They're having a pre-Olympics warm-up game.
Yeah. Not even a warm-up game. This is a practice.
So
this is training. They're just like, hey, we'll get like proper teams against each other in training and we'll be all good.
Because someone said too, like someone backing her up said, "Oh, this is all BS. Show me the video of it." Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I didn't even know there was one. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's such a long video. I need to see the bit, Greeno. Is it on here? The actual bit?
Like I said, I only got a few minutes in, and then all this was the brawl.
Okay. Well, Twitter videos being Twitter video, and it's just decided to
freeze.
Yeah, I'll just give it one more crack and see if we can get there.
Oh yeah, it looks like she gets fucking knocked out of this training. Like this lady comes in and full sucker punches her.
Oh really?
Yeah. And once again, none of the Aussies come to her defense.
Okay, whereabouts though? A bit later?
I found a different one. I found a short, which they rock up. I'll send you the short.
Okay.
I assume this is after she said the racial slur, because no one can...
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Whoa!
So that chick just came and fucked her up.
She should. Oh, she's in the key at the moment holding her head, right?
Yeah.
The one who came running in. She must have got whacked, I reckon, at some point. Let's have
so I think Liz has been doing that dirty shit from at the start of the video as well.
Yeah.
And then,
Twitter videos fucking us again. Did you say you sent a short?
Oh, yeah, I'll send you the short now. There you go. Of her just coming in and full building this girl.
Oh, okay. I think we did see that. So, oh, yeah, there it is. 27 seconds. That's more like it, Greeno.
That's what we want. I'm just going through, seeing what we can find.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's about the 4th time she's done it.
Yeah. I think... I definitely heard you can give it, but you can't take it. And then I thought I kind of heard something that sounded like untry, Greeno, at the end. Have a very careful listen. I'll turn it up a little bit. I thought I heard something like untry in there, Greeno. Got to be honest. So there you go. Fantastic. Nice work.
Well done to the Nigerian goal. Yeah.
Daryl's saying show the video. Fuck, I didn't have the video on. Now we have to show it again.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's been roughing up this Nigerian girl.
No, was not happy.
No.
There she goes.
Oh!
Nice, Gary.
There you go.
Imagine her joining that team.
Yeah. They'll get on well, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. She's kicked off the Australian team. The Nigerian team don't want to. It's all happening for Liz. And by the way, nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
I didn't do nothing.
Nothing going on.
Nothing going on.
Yeah. I found she's left the Sparks, in inverted commas. She's been fired from the Sparks. There we go.
Nice, Gary.
Well, I feel sorry. She'll get a gig somewhere else. She'll play somewhere else.
100%. They'll take her over in China.
Yeah, she might play for the Roosters next year, Greeno.
Yeah.
The Culture Club. Yeah.
The Culture Club. Get her back on track.
Yeah.
Here's the story. Here's what happened with the Sparks, right?
Yeah.
Cambage requested to wear the number 8, but the Sparks informed her the number would be retired to honour one of the former players, sources say. So she asked for number 1, but that number belonged to another forward on the team already. Mm-hmm. So according to sources, Fisher approached the person who had the number about giving up, and they said, no, look, we'll pass things. This is my number. I've had this number. I'd rather not.
Fuck Liz, I'm keeping my number.
Yeah,
she can get her own number. Yeah.
Yeah. Cambage still wanted the number. Time went by. Sources say management made the call to give her a number to the new starting centre. They found it was given away by social media.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So not only have they lost Cambage, but this other player is probably going to be like, fuck these guys,
Yeah.
Taking my number off me. I'm taking my first fucking ticket out of here. Thank you very much.
Yeah, doing that shit behind her back.
Yeah.
Here you go. I found another video. The Australian captain confirmed that Cambage racially abused Nigerians.
Oh, okay. Let's have a look. Send it through.
And I'll send it through. Yeah, there we go. Forward. So it's not. Here's the problem: when you've got this many witnesses and there's video footage, and everyone on both sides are saying you did it.
Yeah.
You're not looking good, Liz.
Yeah, it's not. It's not going in your favour. Let's say. Let's have a look. Here we go.
And this all started in that training game or the pre-Olympics game when you played Nigeria. And it's never really emerged what happened, but I've had it confirmed from a few sources. Is it correct that they were playing Nigeria and Liz Cambage had her feathers ruffled and she turned to them and said, go back to your third world country? And, of course, Ezi Magbor is originally Nigerian, a Nigerian who's now living in Australia and playing for your team. And as a result, there was a brawl.
Oh, I didn't even know that dynamic existed, Greeno. So she's telling the Nigerians to go back to their own country, and we had someone who was born in Nigeria playing for our country. That's a fucking good one. Well done, Liz.
Well done.
I didn't even know that whole dynamic existed, but there you go. Fantastic.
And since then, you haven't spoken to her.
That is all 100% correct.
That's the Australian captain.
Seems pretty confident too, doesn't she?
Yeah, no, like she couldn't wait to go. Yeah, man.
Yeah, no, that's on the money. Yep.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for coming.
So there's that. Well done. Yeah. Now, while we're on Women's Sport Day, the Women's World Cup, going fucking gangbusters down here in Australia.
It's going off its tits, Greeno.
Off its tits. They've got live sites for tomorrow. Australia got the win off to the semi-finals. Apparently, we get a public holiday if they make it. Quarters, is it? If they make it
No, they won the quarters, so this is the semi against France. Yeah.
If we make it through to the final, we get a public holiday, so that's a fucking win.
No, only if we win it, I think.
No, it's if they make it.
If they make it, we get a public holiday the next day.
We get a public holiday, so fucking let's go, girls.
That's right. I'm on board now. I'm on the bandwagon.
We're cheering them on. Free day, baby. But someone who's not quite on board, Donald Trump.
Donald Trump's not on board.
Who's back on X, Damo.
Oh, yeah. Is he really? Is he back on X?
Elon's let him back. That's the Trumpsters.
Is it really?
X account.
I didn't even know. I didn't know he was back.
He's back.
Oh, okay.
Back on X.
He said he would never come back. I wonder if this is Truth Social. No, it's Truth Social, Greeno. Look, re-truths.
Is this Truth Social? Oh, my apologies. I thought this was on X. Yeah, there we go.
Truth Social.
So Truth Social is Twitter.
It's the Donald Trump Twitter.
I was like, it looks just like Twitter.
Yeah, it looks just like Twitter. It's the Donald Trump kind of version of Twitter.
There you go.
But, actually, look at it, though. I don't know how quickly after he truthed this, would you say? I don't know.
Truthed it, I guess.
Okay, so after he truthed it, I don't know how quickly after he truthed it this screenshot was taken, but 6,000 likes. It wasn't that long ago when Trump would be getting, 600,000 in a couple of minutes because he had 52 million followers or something on Twitter, Greeno.
Mm-hmm.
He has never come back, to his credit.
Well, he stuck to his guns. And if he has, I wouldn't have noticed because I had to mute many, many years ago.
Yeah, that's
I think that was the original muted word of the week off memory.
Yeah, Donald Trump, was it?
Yeah, had to mute anything Trump related just to be able to survive.
It was a long 6 years too, wasn't it, Greeno?
It was a very long 6 years on Twitter.
Out of the loop. Yeah.
Of muting. Yeah, there was nothing going on.
We had a great time.
Did you see this? I'm like, no, I didn't see a thing.
Trump was great for general entertainment on the internet for a long time, Greeno. Absolutely.
But the laughs was just too much, though. It just made too many people both angry and happy. Or actually, it made everyone angry because people would get angry at what he did, and then other people would get angry because the other people got angry, and then it became a vicious circle.
I'm more angry. I'm more angry about what he didn't do. Great. So you didn't build the wall, you fucking prick.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? You said you would, you didn't.
Because he's like AFL Trade Radio, man. Didn't get it done.
Didn't get it done, Greeno. Yeah. He lost the ultimate deal at the end of the day, didn't he?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Do you reckon he'll be back, though? He'll probably win it again.
Who knows? I wouldn't know.
Will he be better the second time around? Will he be like Terminator 2, Greeno? Just better?
I doubt it. No, I think he's going to be more Weekend at Bernie's 2.
Yeah, more like 3 Men and a Baby 2.
3 Men and a Baby 2. Yeah, 3 Men and a Little Lady.
3 Men and a Little Lady.
Nice, Gary! Yeah. That should be his tagline, Donald Trump, the 3 men and a little lady of politics.
1 man and a little lady, yeah.
Yeah. But he had a couple of thoughts about the women's national team. Good to see them getting eliminated early, to be fair.
Yeah. Nobody likes they're the Liz Cambage of soccer, Greeno.
The Cambage of soccer. So it was good to see him kind of knocked out a little bit early. Yeah. Apparently had plenty of chances to win the game, couldn't make the most of it. It was a VAR is the video ref in
That's correct.
In football.
Yes, VAR.
So it was a VAR decision in the penalty shootout. Also nice to see Megan Rapinoe miss her penalty shot.
That was straight over the top, Greeno. And then she had that kind of shit-eating grin after she missed it too. I don't know if you noticed that, which is always bittersweet, isn't it?
Yeah.
The Dave Warner, 100%. I call it. The Warner grin. When he gets out to straw forward.
I do want to give a tip of the hat to the American goalie, though.
Yeah.
Who took a penalty goal and then went back in goal to save a goal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does that happen often in soccer? The goalie taking penalty shootouts?
Not often, but it does happen. I remember the most famous one, I think he was Chilean. And he played until he was about 40, and he was pretty wacky,
Okay.
But he would go up and take the penalties during the game, not even during a penalty shootout.
Okay.
He'd go up and take the penalty kicks during the game. And so I forget his name. He was famous in like football for 20 years, I reckon. And I think he was Chilean, but someone in the chat will know it. BE's in the chat. He'll know who I'm fucking talking about.
Is BE in the chat?
Yeah.
Big congrats. B had a big comeback win at his game tonight.
Did he?
Down 3-0 at halftime, won 6-3, baby.
6-3?
Nice, Gary!
Jesus, that's a turnaround in the second half from the boys, Greeno.
That's it.
Yeah.
B fired him up.
Everyone's winning. It's fantastic stuff out there.
Good to see. What did the Trumpster have to say about the women's soccer team?
The
here, Darren?
Trumpster, who's a big female soccer fan, obviously. The shocking and totally unexpected, in quotation marks, loss by the US, shockingly and totally unexpected, quote unquote, you know what I mean. Loss by the US women's soccer team to Sweden is fully emblematic of what is happening to our once great nation under crooked Joe Biden.
Hey, Joe's the problem.
Joe's
The
fault.
Soccer team.
Many of our players are openly hostile to America. No other country behaved in such a manner, or even close. Woke equals failure, in all caps. Nice shot, Megan, and the USA is going to hell.
Nice, Gary!
All right, let's take a moment.
To hell. It sounds like he hates America more than they do.
It sounds like it. It does.
The USA is going to hell.
Now, I guess this is a situation where it's like, go woke, go broke situation where they're like, well, fuck the women's team because they're unpatriotic. Because they don't like America. They hate America. Yeah. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Damo. Wasn't all the protests the American women were doing was it the last World Cup when the Trumpster was in charge?
Maybe. I'm not sure. I can't remember. There was so many protests, Greeno. They would protest for anything, the idiots.
Everything. With that said, though, they were winners back then under the Trumpster. So maybe he's onto something here.
You reckon we put Trump back in as the president and the team will start winning again out of hate, Greeno?
Out of hate, yeah. Oh, I don't know.
Out of hatred of him. They want to prove him wrong, you see.
Well, he's saying the loss is the result of Joe Biden. So
that's right. So obviously, if he's president again, the team will start winning again.
They'll start winning again
because everybody's winning.
Nice, Gary!
I love it.
There you go. That's once again. That we can add that to his campaign promises.
Oh, Daryl's got it, Greeno. Chilavert. That's the one from Paraguay. There you go.
Paraguay. There you go.
Paraguay.
Very good. Can I give a quick dick move?
You dick!
While we're on Women's World Cups. One of my friends actually made the Women's World Cup team for Australian baseball, which is going on at the moment. So I'm pumped to see her name for the list. This is amazing. I'll jump online. I'll make sure I'll get up early. I'll watch the game. Yep. Jumped on there to watch on Monday morning. First game behind the dish.
Yeah.
And GameTime.sport has got the exclusive rights.
Who?
Exclusive rights. Exactly. Exclusive rights of the Women's Baseball World Cup.
Who the fuck are they?
They want to charge me $6 a game, Damo.
$6 a game.
$6.
Not $6 a month, which would be still way too expensive for women's baseball. But okay, I understand.
$6 a game, and I'm like, look, I can't. And the game's only go for 5 innings. So I'm like, well, I'm not even getting a full game's worth. It's not a niner. You're taking the piss. So any interest I might have had in watching my friend participate in the World Cup.
Send me a text, mate.
Yeah, let me know. So I've just been watching the box score. She got a first hit today, so well done.
Well done. Fantastic. Won't be watching, though, unfortunately.
Charging people $6 to watch a game that no one.
I reckon even her parents won't be watching it for $6 a game. Nah, just tell her to tape it and bring it home with her.
Yeah,
we'll watch it on her birthday.
You got an iPhone, all right? Film it, send it back.
Get one of her mates to tweet me.
Just tweet it at me. Give me a live stream. Yeah. You Periscope up, and you'll be all good.
That's it.
Get a bat boy.
$6 a fucking game. It didn't cost that much to send it to the sport in the first place, Greeno.
That's more than what I spend on my MLB subscription a month.
Yeah. What are they thinking out there?
That's craziness. Yeah. Intrigued as to how many people end up forking over the $6 for the women's.
Probably not enough, Cup. I think, to make it worth charging $6 a game.
No. I tell you what. I'm going to put it out there, just because I know nothing about internet coverage. You know nothing about women's sport. Between us, we're going to fix this.
Okay. Yep.
I'm putting it out there. Gooden.life to be the exclusive.
Why not?
Coverage provider for the next women's baseball World Cup.
Okay.
We won't charge a cent.
The women's baseball World Cup probably. We'll probably struggle to get that because we're probably going to get outbid, Greeno. We're not quite at that buying power stage yet. But hear me out here. what if we go for something that's kind of
4-year plan, though, baby. 4-year plan.
4-year plan might work, but what if we try and aim for something that's in and around the female women's World Cup, but not quite the female women's World Cup? So, for example, why don't we become the official sponsor of the Instagram account of the people who clean the toilets at the Women's World Cup?
Nice, Gary!
And then maybe 4 years after that, we bid for the rights, you reckon?
Then we go for the overall rights. Yeah, definitely.
All right.
But let's sponsor the toilet cleaners, maybe. Okay. Because they get all the good goss, too. That's the thing. So they will start setting Gooden.life on fire. Like, by the way, just saw Liz Cambage come into the toilet. She was screaming at everybody, calling them names. It was fucking awful.
Yeah, it sounded like she was watching an 80s Eddie Murphy film.
That's right.
With some of the language she was using.
That's right. Yeah.
It's very off-putting. And I don't know why. She's yelling at me for toilet paper. There's plenty in there already.
Don't worry, I'm filming it.
Yeah, whenever I'm caught, it'll be released in 3 years' time when she says, I didn't call that toilet vendor any offensive words.
Well, speaking of offensive stuff at the baseball, Greeno, you sent this through, and I've got to admit, I'm a little confused. So,
okay, excellent. All right, let's give it a listen.
Let's have a look. So, Greeno sent this through. Now, this is Kevin Brown. Okay. Now, it is a little weird the way you guys do things in America. So each team has its own commentator, I think. And
it's amazing. Yeah, they have their own commentary team. It's great.
Yeah. So each team has their own commentary team, which is very strange concept to us here in this country, where it's the same kind of commentators do all the games, right?
Yeah, so if we've got a shit one, we have to deal with it for every game. That's how a footy kind of works.
That's right.
Every commentator is just like an old meathead who's got a job from a mate. Like, come on in, we'll get you talking footy. And they get to ask the exciting things like, what do you think of that half, mate? Yeah, mate, it was good half. Oh, very good half. At the end of the game, what do you think of the game, mate? Yeah, it was a good game. Happy with the game. Oh, excellent, mate. That's good. It was good.
Do you think you're going to win? Yeah, we're probably going to give it a crack.
What are you going to do? You're down by 45 the half time. What do you reckon?
Just got to work a little harder.
Mate? Yeah, just got to work a little harder. We'll talk to the coach and we'll
stick to our processes.
Yeah, a bit of that. That's what we get every single game, but we get it for all of them.
But over there, they get their own cheer squad in the commentary box. Whichever home ground you're at, that's the commentary team you get. I guess it is equal in that sense. Like every team has their own commentary team.
It gives you the option, right? Because when I log on, I get to select my feed. So I can listen, say I'm watching, say, Giants v Orioles, I can listen to the Giants TV broadcast, I can listen to the Giants radio broadcast,
really?
I can listen to the Orioles TV broadcast, or I can listen to the Orioles
That's crazy.
Radio broadcast. And I've also got the other option, if I want to listen to Spanish language broadcast, I can click on that one too.
Yeah.
See, exactly.
For the Orioles, Brandon Hyde has felt like this has been
by the way, this guy
the
got suspended. So for context, if anyone hasn't seen this story, this guy got suspended for this particular presentation.
For this video that you're about to see.
I thought I must have missed something, and I had to go back and watch it 3 times.
It's funny you say that. I watched it 3 times as well, and I still really can't figure out what the effect. But let's not spoil it for anyone.
Let's not spoil it.
You listen to this, and we want you to tell us exactly what the offensive part is. This isn't a test. We don't know. Okay, we genuinely don't know. So have a look.
For the Orioles, Brandon Hyde has felt like this has been maybe the toughest ballpark to play in, but the Orioles have a chance to do something special today. They've already clinched at least a split in the series, winning 2 of the first 3, and they could pick up a series win behind Tyler Wells today. It's been a minute. The Orioles split a 2-gamer with the Rays in June. They had lost their last 15 series here at Tropicana Field. You have to go back to when our now colleague Brad Brock picked up the win in the series finale June 25th, 2017, the last time the Orioles won a series here at St. Pete. Already got 3-2 at the Trop this year after winning 3 of 18 the previous 3 years combined. It is a stark difference, Ben, and it is not a bad Rays team. It's not like all of a sudden the Rays became slouches in the American League East. They've led this division every day, but now 2, and the Orioles once again are back alone in first place. Yeah.
That's it.
That's
he got lost suspended. His job.
Not lost his job, got suspended. For an undisclosed period of time, because what ended up happening is because no one knew. It wasn't announced that he was suspended. He just, one day, he wasn't part of the broadcast. And that happens from time to time. Sometimes it's a long season, so some commentators will just like go on holiday and they'll have a fill-in announcer or whatnot, or people get sick, it happens. But he missed like 3 straight series, and then someone's like, where's Kevin Brown gone? Like, we probably should... Normally, because they put out press releases of like, oh, you know, Kevin's going to miss the next series to go do X, Y, and Z. And none of that had been done. So what the fuck is going on here?
Daryl in the chat thinks, Greeno, that the offensive part is slouch, being maybe that's some kind of insult to the Americans. He doesn't know, though, he admits. I don't know.
It's not, no, that's not one. Now, I watched it and I was trying to pick it and I thought, like, the graphic used the term tropical depression. And I'm like, are they saying it's offensive to people who have depression? Like, they use that term, maybe? Like, I was grasping at straws trying to work out what the fuck was going on here. I'm like, but he didn't create the graphic. That's a production team. So why would Kevin Brown get suspended for that? Yeah. It turns out, Damo, that graphic was actually the problem in the conversation around that graphic.
Really?
Because he pointed out that they'd lost 16 straight series. So he provided the fact. And the owner of the Orioles is such a thin-skinned pussy that he suspended him indefinitely.
The owner did it. So what? The owner was watching Kerry Packer style and picked up the phone and said, get him off my television.
Wait,
get him off
did he just say he said something negative about the team? Pointing out the fact that they have lost 16 series. And if you look at the back end of the video, he points out how much better they've played now this season.
He started off the video by saying they can do something special tonight.
Yeah, exactly. And now the reason...
He wasn't positive enough, I guess.
It wasn't positive enough. The reason they've lost 16 straight series, Damo, is because the owner refused to sign anyone and tanked for the last 5 years.
Right.
So the owner fucked up the team, made them lose historical levels. Then, when someone points out, hey, look, this is a weird stat. This is a stat man right here.
That is. Yeah, we're putting a stat. It's a good stat.
Yeah, they've lost 16 straight. But good news, Orioles fans, we are fucking 1 win away from winning the season series. This is going to be amazing. We're going to break fucking, was it 5 year? Yeah, 6 year. 6 year hoodoo that's been there. We're doing great. He got stood down for 10 games. And for the first time I never thought I'd see this day, Damo. Everyone was in agreement on social media. I've never seen it happen.
That's like Jesus coming back to earth.
It's 100% Jesus coming back. And even then, people are like, he was better before. Like, people would still find a negative about Jesus coming back. Everyone who watched this video were like, what the fuck? You then had other broadcasters of the other 29 teams go on air during their own broadcast of that game once it was announced or released by a reporter that, hey, this actually happened. The owner didn't mention it. The owner refused to talk about it. You had all the other broadcasters talking about it in their booth during the game about how disgraceful it was and fucking how thin-skinned. Now, I also didn't realize that this has actually happened. Something similar happened with this owner about 20 years ago, where he actually sacked a previous announcer who's now currently the Giants announcer, John Miller. He's a Hall of Fame broadcaster. He got refused to get given a new contract because apparently he didn't bleed black and orange enough in 1991.
Wow.
Because John would do similar things. They sucked back in 91 too. And he's like, well, they're playing bad baseball at the moment, but, let's keep on going.
You got to let your they've got to be able to give an honest opinion because otherwise it doesn't even matter if you go for the Orioles. If one of my teams is playing, Greeno, if the commentary was like over the top, like they have these kind of jokey kind of commentary channels in the UK a lot. I found like for different sports, and I'll be like, hey, if you want to listen to these guys riff and tell jokes like while they're watching the sport, then tune into this one. But
it's terrible.
Yeah, and there's also like clubs have their own commentators, like in football. I've noticed too a little bit. But it's not something that a lot of people would generally listen to, like the Fans Cast or whatever. Yeah, and I could not listen to any team, even my own, with overtly biased commentary in favor of us. It would be. I'd rather have it against. I'd rather have biased commentary against my team because it gives you something to rally against. You know what I mean?
Well, that's also what I found with most of the team's broadcasters, because that's the thing. They travel with the team and they see the team more than anyone else. So they generally talk about their flaws more. Like the home commentary team normally picks apart the team more because they see him every day. If someone's like just coming in and watching it from an alternate team broadcast, they're just seeing what's happening on the field and they're calling it as it is.
Well, you might not even know half of the Orioles players.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Whereas, so this guy doing a very like cheery, upbeat job here, compared to like 29 other broadcasters who normally kind of like rip into their teams pretty hard. The sad thing is, Kevin Brown, he's a fantastic broadcaster. I've listened to a lot of his games this year just because the Orioles are playing good baseball. Yep. So I generally like just flick over to games that I think have good teams playing after the Giants have played. So he's going to get a job with 29 other teams at a drop of a hat.
Yeah, well, he's definitely got a baseball voice. There's a baseball voice.
Yeah, the Orioles. Brandon Hyde. In a minute, the Orioles split a two-gamer with the Rays.
Two-gamer with the Rays.
They had lost their last 15 series here at Tropicana Field.
Yeah, definitely a baseball voice. So nice, Gary.
Yeah. Nice, Gary.
Fuck the Orioles now, hey, I guess.
Yeah, well, I heard the baseball podcast I listened to, they were talking about, he's got so much leverage. If I was his agent, I'd be going in demanding an extension and protections from this happening again. I'm like, why the fuck would you stay there? Like, I'd be demanding my release and then going knocking on any other company's door and going, hey, man, you want a commentator? There'd be so much goodwill for him coming in.
Absolutely,
Yeah, so well done there to Kevin Brown.
And then that other team should put out a press release. By the way, we've hired Kevin Brown and he can be as honest as he wants about our team.
As he wants, yeah. Now, also, let's say Kevin Brown leaves, right? I don't know how long his contract's for.
Yeah.
Who the fuck wants to go work for that owner?
Oh,
Like, knowing that you've got to go in.
No, you'd think that, but there'd be that many desperate people that have probably already sucked his dick in the past, hoping. And, you know, they've sucked his dick on the promise that he'll get the gig when Kevin Brown retires, you know. So they're now thinking, I'm in. But the owner's problem is there's probably dozens of people who have gone through that. You know, they all think they're going to be the next one in.
No self-respecting broadcaster would go into that job of like,
how many broadcasters do you think have self-respect, Greeno?
Not a huge amount.
Not a huge amount, no.
Where's my paycheck? Thanks for coming.
Nice, Gary!
Now I'll go do that job. I'll fucking talk enough that I'll suck every Orioles dick as I can, as much as I can. It's like, it doesn't matter how much we lose.
Favorite team, love them.
Yeah, 27-0 down doesn't matter. It's all good. What a great performance there.
No, you wouldn't. You'd fail, Greeno, because on day 2 the Orioles owner would come into you and say, "Now you know that you need to say that one of our players is better than Shohei Ohtani today, right?"
Well, that's not going to happen.
And you'd go, well, maybe, you know, and he'd look at you and go, Greeno, who's the second best player ever?
Yeah.
It's like Shohei Ohtani. You know? But you'd lose your job because as soon as Shohei came up on the screen, you'd be like, all right, fuck it. It's not worth it.
Yeah, I'd be interrupting the broadcast. Like, sorry, mate.
I've got too much integrity. I can't do this.
I'm talking about Adley Rushman right now. I'm going to talk about what Shohei did. Like this Statman Damo, because as always... Not a block show if Shohei doesn't create some history this year. Players with 40 home runs as a batter and 10 wins as a pitcher in one season in MLB history. Shohei Ohtani.
Just one.
Shohei Ohtani. Now, you could reduce that home run number down to 15.
He'd still win it.
And he's still the only one.
I've got to admit, this comment here, this Mark Potash, now... he's either a very, very disturbed individual or a legendary user of sarcasm, and people can't tell the difference. Now, when it's borderline like that, I was convinced it was sarcasm, but now I'm not so sure, purely because so many people are kind of angrily tweeting back at him. So I'm like, well, hang on, what do they see that I don't see? Because to me, this is funny as fuck, but maybe I'm wrong. So the tweet is, players with 40 home runs as a batter and 10 wins as a pitcher in a season in MLB history, Shohei Ohtani is the only one. Yeah. This Mark Potash guy replies, when Shohei leads the league in home runs and wins 2 games in the World Series in the same season, call me.
Nice,
and he's only got 14 likes and 25 angry replies, Greeno. Why the disrespect? Or when the Angels get an all-star pitcher besides him, when someone actually reads one of your articles, call me. That's a lot of hate tweeting, Greeno, going back at this guy.
Ratioed, isn't it?
Yeah, he's been ratioed into oblivion, Greeno.
Yeah, very much
But
so.
I think that's sarcasm. Am I wrong? Or do people genuinely think that?
People generally think that. There's this radio show, or it used to be on ESPN, but they got sacked by ESPN, or left ESPN, depending on the situation. Dan Le Batard and Stu Gotts. And Stu Gotts is that guy. He's Mark Potash, where it doesn't matter how good someone does. Like, I'll do it in the postseason. Like, just that kind of like generic, like I think he does it tongue in cheek though. Like, just plays the dumbest possible call in radio character as a sports broadcaster.
Doesn't mean nothing unless it's in September, mate.
Yeah, do it against a good team. Do it with this quarterback. Like that kind of mentality.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting from Mark Patash. But I think Mark Patash is legit. Like, you get in when you want, like doing the postseason, doing the playoffs.
Someone mentioned articles, so he must write articles, I'm guessing. Yeah, look, Chicago Sun-Times sports writer since 1987. So Chicago. What right does anyone from Chicago have to fucking criticize any other sporting team? Nice, Gary.
Now that I know he's a sports writer, maybe it is tongue in cheek.
Maybe it should be. I hope it is. I hope
it has to be, surely, because that's like a meathead, like everyday Joe kind of opinion. That one. That's not. It's like if you're a sports writer and that is a legitimate opinion, you need to go down and look at yourself. That's got to be. That's got to be.
Someone here in LA.com replied to Mark Potash. So this is the media going after the media now, Greeno.
Yeah.
Now they replied to Mark Potash and said, the best player in MLB history is thriving on a crappy team and you're burying your head in the sand for reasons you should be ashamed of.
Nice,
so what do they know about Mark Potash that we don't know?
Some dark-seated things.
Who's he been pissing off? Now the ratio makes sense, Greeno. Because that reply got 107 likes, so people are on board with here in LA.
Good ratio for that one.
Very good
That's
ratio.
positive ratio.
Yeah.
All right, good to know. Very good.
Yeah.
All right, that's it for show. Hey, for today. Let's end the show. We had to end it on this one. Captain Creek, baby.
Fucking nice, Gary.
Nice, Gary.
Oh, we played Creek here. There we go.
I don't wanna wait
For our lives to be over, will it be? Yes, or will it be?
All round of Mitchell Mast, named new T20 captain of Australia.
T20 captain.
Now let's be honest here.
Isn't his star shining brightly very recently, Greeno, out of nowhere? Well done to him. I'm happy for him.
Good on him. Yeah. Like, he's an Australian captain, but once again, it's fucking T20. Apparently, there's another World Cup coming up.
Is there?
For T20.
Seems like the T20's always a World Cup. Yeah.
I'm like, I swear we just had two of them.
Yeah.
We had one in Australia, and then we won one before it, but then we lost it really quickly because we lost in Australia. Wow, we just had one of these things. How many T20 World Cups are we pumping out?
Is it once every 2 years? Is it the T20 World Cup?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
See, that cheapens it, doesn't it? It's got to be once every. It can't be once every 2 years, can it?
It is. But
really,
how do you cheapen a product like T20?
Well, that's what I mean. It's already diluted. It's already like really weak cordial, and then you're like, put a little water in it, make it last longer. It's like it's already just pink water. Doesn't taste. I can't taste any sugar at all in this.
There's nothing now. Yeah, how watered down can you get it?
Yeah,
when you're trying to give your kids some juice.
Yeah,
you're like, I'll just mix in a bit of water with it, and it's just all
Or
water.
when you buy beer at Stadium Australia, Greeno, and you're like, hang on,
watered down.
This is a fizzyless shandy you're handing me.
Yeah, this is no good here.
Garbage.
Well done to him, nonetheless. Captain Creek, good to see. Now, what confused me is, like, if you're going to make him the T20 captain, why don't you make him the one-day captain at the same time?
Why not make him the Test captain too while you're at it?
Because he's not on the Test side, but
he is at the moment. He is right now.
Yeah. At this very moment, he's in the team. But
give Cider a break and put Mitch in. Let him have a crack at who are we playing against? The West Indies or something? Who gives a fuck?
My day, it doesn't matter.
We'll let Cummins have a breather. Cummins can put his feet up this summer. You know what? You've earned it, Paddy. So go and put your feet up. You'll be right. Mitch, you're coming in. Who am I playing against? Pakistan and West Indies. No problem.
Yeah, in Australia.
In Australia. Yeah, that's it.
Take your time. We could name an Australia C squad.
Yeah.
We'll probably still beat the West Indies.
Just want you to bat all day, okay, for 5 days. Make sure you sell every ticket to those. We're going to put roads out again. We're doing the roads thing again.
Yeah, got to make sure we get that. We know we're going to get 3 days of rain in the Sydney Test. That one's going to be good fun.
Yeah.
The stock standard. Let's see Davey go out in a blaze of glory on the roads out there.
Yep.
That's what we want to see.
Going to be big hundreds for Davey. I wonder if Davey might pull a shifty and then at the end of the series when he's supposed to retire, go, I'm sticking around for one more season. I'm going to do one more Ashes.
He better fucking not. If he pulls that shit, my word.
Mate, I can see him really pissed off because he's announced his retirement and now he finds out that Stuart Broad's retired. He'd be thinking, gee, I want one more crack at England now that Broady's not going to be there.
I doubt it.
You know what I mean? I reckon he thinks he could score double tons every fucking innings without Stuart Broad in that team.
Yeah.
So they come out to Australia next time, I think, in 3 years from now. You know, he'll be 39 at that point, I think.
Oh, he's already 39 now, isn't he?
No, he's not 39 now. I think he might be 36, 37, something like that. You better look it up, Greeno.
I'm looking it up as we speak.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 36. There you go.
36. So he'll be 39 next time the English come to Australia. And then he can go, all right, this time definitely. All right, I'm definitely going to retire after this tour for England. So yeah.
Top story when you Google David Warner. Captain Dick Pick names frontrunner to replace David Warner's Australian Test opener.
Oh.
Who's he named? The two people in the squad as backup openers. Well done.
Oh,
well
nice
done, Captain.
Gary!
Diving deep there. So Marcus Harris or who's the other chap?
Renshaw.
Renshaw.
Yeah.
I really want Cam Bancroft back in the team, Greeno. He's definitely earned another spot.
Yeah, on form he has.
Yep.
That was the problem. He came back from the suspension, and they put him back in there, even though he's playing bad cricket, because they're like, "Oh, we know we kind of fucked you over here. Like, get you back your green back." But actually, did the kid a disservice.
Yeah.
Because it just made him look like he didn't belong at that level.
Yeah.
And then credit to him, he's gone back the last couple of years in state cricket and been almost. I think he's leading run scorer last.
He was, yeah, and he missed a game or two as well at the start. I think.
So I was shocked when he wasn't part of the Ashes squad. They're like, "Oh, we're taking Renshaw and Harris." I'm like, Harris has had enough goes and proven he's not like
he tries hard, you know. He's a good, honest kind of player.
Yeah, he's an Australian A-level player. Like he'll get you, he'll average 30.
Yeah,
but you don't want an opener averaging 30. You want an opener averaging 45.
And Bancroft's got a bit of mongrel about him. You know, he's a bit of like grits his teeth and gets whacked and doesn't care and stares down the bowlers. And I like that kind of stuff in a batsman. So I think he'd be great back in the team. Fuck it, but maybe only after Warner retires, then you can have Bancroft in. You know.
Yeah, true. But we'll wait and see.
Yeah. He got ripped off out of that whole deal. So the other two came back in and he was kind of, shitted out basically. So.
Yeah, well, he didn't score any runs when he was picked. So
definitely deserves another shot though. People have got another shot with far less runs on the board, you know?
Oh, exactly. Yeah. The Creek, prime example.
Well done to the Creek. Yeah.
Didn't play Shield for fucking 2 years.
No, he didn't do anything. He didn't do anything for a couple of years, didn't he?
Yeah. Well done.
Yeah. All right.
That's a show.
That's a show. That's wrapped.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Decent time tonight. Might get some fucking sleep for once. That'll be good.
Get some there.
Just before we do go, Greeno, if I can just borrow you for a little second here, I do just want to give a quick little tribute to one of the great men from one of my favorite cartoons of all time, Greeno.
King of the Hill.
Yeah,
right.
King of the Hill. So voiced by a guy named Johnny Hardwick. This is Dale Gribble, otherwise known, a.k.a. Rusty Shackelford, Greeno. He passed away a couple of days ago, I think now. The voice of Dale Gribble. So just a quick little tribute, just a couple of Dale Gribble moments, if I may.
Briefcase. What the hell are you doing? Give it. Pocket sand.
Pocket sand, Greeno. Classic.
Trick or treat. Trick or treat. Boo. I am a high-priced Washington lobbyist peddling influence. Who wants candy?
Nice, Gary!
Maybe one more.
Run, Hank! Portal to hell. Rematch? I thought we agreed never to discuss the horrors that we saw on the killing fields of the Fun Center. I know what's wrong with it. It's a Ford. You know what they say Ford stands for, don't you? It stands for fix it again, Tony.
Nice, Gary!
So there you go. The late Dale Gribble, Greeno.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, on that somber note.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, all right. See ya. Bye.
We'll always be bosom buddies, friends, sisters, and pals. We'll always be bosom buddies. If life should reject you, there's me to protect you.
If I say that your tongue is vicious,
if I call you uncouth,
it's simply that.
Who else but a bosom sit down and tell you the truth.
Hey, Patriots, this is your favorite Southerner, Doc Martin. Just wanted to remind you